Rolling,
Yep.
rolling, rolling,
I
rolling.
think the proper term is speed, but
Yeah, well, I don't know. I heard that was a drug, so I'm staying away from that one. Well, welcome back. It is episode five.
no.
Five. We just did four.
Wait one. There's your restart point.
Thank you. Sorry for all the ears that just heard the clap, but we're on episode 5 now. 'Cause apparently, I can't count. Um, and today we're also going to go over some trends because if you know the industry, we all about some trends.
Yep.
Some are great,
Some are not. So
some
great.
are not so great. So we're going to cover probably like 4 to 5 at least. So hopefully you're not a victim of some of the ones we don't care about.
I, and if you are, it's okay because
If you are.
you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, everyone does what they gonna do. So
Exactly. So it is what it is. No hard feelings.
right. Do you want to start or you want me?
So do you want to start with a trend that I'm in favor of, or a trend that I'm not in favor of?
Let's start with not in favor of.
Not in favor of.
Start negative.
Okay.
We'll end with the positive.
I am wholeheartedly against people not doing first looks.
Really?
Yeah, and it seems to be becoming more and more popular for some reason, which is like, I know sounds so counterintuitive.
Yeah.
People are not doing. It was like people didn't do it at all, and then like it had like this surge, and now
Yeah.
like we more and more people that we're working with are like, oh no, I don't want to do that. And let me just tell you why it's like I don't like it. One, my soul.
It doesn't pick it up. We're good.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, downtown Jacksonville, I think someone's car just got broke into. Their alarm's going crazy.
Right.
But now the sole opportunity for me to catch your significant other's reaction is during the ceremony,
Yeah.
right? Which I can do just fine. Does it make my life harder? Yes. Is it less intimate and memorable? Also, yes.
Also, yes.
When you do that first look, I can put the two of you in a spot that the lighting's perfect.
Right.
It's controlled, right? I can set up a camera angle just so perfectly so that like when he sees you for the first time or she sees you for the first time, it's a moment, right?
Yeah.
That's why I like doing them. So like by not doing them, yeah, I'm still gonna get that reaction. But there's a lot of variables I can't control. Is your ceremony spot is at 4 o'clock in the direct sun? Like I'll do what I can,
Right.
right? But that's
Right.
that.
And that
Everyone else who's in the frame and all the noise, right? Like I'll do what I can. It is
Right.
what it is. So by not doing one,
there's just a lot of variables. And I think like the couple's argument on that is that, oh, we want that like first time like at the ceremony. But the thing is, it's like, to me anyways, your moment isn't as special
no.
because everyone else is there. Yes, they're there to witness it with you, but like a lot of the times like your groom is so far away that you're not catching him. You can't see him cry
But and some of
or
these
tear up.
some of these venues, like where the bride starts walking from, you're no way.
Yeah.
He saw you 500 yards out.
Right? Like you got to come down this path and then come down this way. And then like by the time you finally make it up to the altar, like he's like,
He's good.
"Ooh,
Yeah, he's
all
cool.
right, cool, you're here.
Yeah.
This is great."
And like I get like your guests, and that's the thing. Like if for the bride and groom, your guests are there to witness the two of you get married,
Yes.
which is what you're doing, obviously. But that first moment that like the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life sees you in that moment, make that a private moment between the two of y'all.
Yeah.
It's gonna mean more to you later down the road.
You will be so much happier you did because it's like, it's way more intimate. You get to share that special moment forever now, just between you two, because everyone in the audience hasn't seen you anyways. So like,
Exactly.
their first time seeing you is coming down the aisle. That doesn't mean the aisle walk is any less like special. Like, take that time, reserve it for you two, and it'll be so much better. It makes everyone's life so much better.
Yes.
I kid you not, and I'm not just saying that from photo and video standpoint. Like now you have tons of time to get like tons of other things done.
Oh yeah, it makes
Their
timeline so much
timeline
easier.
runs so much smoother, which your coordinator will thank you for. Like now that certain things don't have to be done at a certain time now, like, or there's just a lot of different things that can help.
It's not just about that look for the first time.
Yeah. And it's
There's
not just about photo and video. Like it helps a lot of
yeah,
people out.
your whole day, by and large, and this is my personal experience, right,
Yeah.
and yours as well.
Oh yeah.
Your day as a whole will probably be less like almost like pushed, right?
Yes.
You're gonna have so much less, and we try our best. Like Sarah and I,
Yeah.
and I know you and Kara do too. Like our whole job is not to make you feel stressed and pushed,
Yeah.
but help me help you.
Yes.
You
We want you
know?
to feel present in the day. Like we want you to feel like it's your special day. Like it's the one you've been waiting for. Like why build up so much stress and anxiety? Like that's the one person you're wanting to see the whole time. Have a special moment and like boom, it makes the rest of the day so much easier.
Yeah.
Like
And I'm gonna counter this with something that I do like. So for everyone that I don't like, I'll give one
Okay.
that I do like, just kind of like even it out, and I'll try to keep it like on the same topic per se. So I don't like not doing first looks as a trend now. What I do like as a trend, and it just happened one of our last weddings, the couple got ready together. So they had an Airbnb to
we haven't had
themselves.
one of those yet.
Dude, it was so nice. Like they had an Airbnb to themselves, right?
That's cool.
She like let him in, like eyes closed, like giggling, laughing to see the dress. Right? He sees the dress, and like the two of them got ready together. It's
That's so cool.
He zipped her up, like she was like doing his tie and his buttons and stuff, and like and it's just like that moment between the two of them
It's
was
somewhat
it was so candid, it was so organic, and it was like you can tell. And this sounds weird to people who aren't like
yeah.
doing this often. You could look at their video and look at their photos, and you can just tell that this was like none of this was scripted, and that none of this was like, hey, you should do this. Like you
Yeah.
can see that it was just organically there,
Yeah.
and
It's
it looks
natural.
So good. Yeah, and it looks
Yeah.
so good.
Ah, yeah. We're waiting for the day where we get one of those. I want one of those. I've been seeing some photos and stuff like that of those, and they look so cool.
Yeah,
So the trend I'm going to bring up is not just wedding related, I should say, but it is. I called it at the beginning of this year, and I said it was going to be the year of anamorphic. And holy crap, did I not think I was going to be that freaking right? Because I feel like every company has an anamorphic lens now.
yeah,
Everyone wants to shoot anamorphic. And I get it because it looks different than the typical like spherical lenses and stuff like that. But like, holy crap, that is a lot of anamorphic stuff. Like, if you don't want to buy an anamorphic specific lens, then they have the adapters. Like, what's that one from? Moment has one.
Oh,
That's like
I know what you're talking about.
it's like a .33 that screws on the front.
Yeah,
That I actually thought was really cool. I would like to pick that up, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to anamorphic, like it's nice to have like a D squeeze so you can focus easier.
people don't want that smoke. They want an
There's
anamorphic
so much.
lens, but then they don't understand what comes along with having
Oh,
anamorphic
yeah.
lenses.
Like, but it's more. Here's the word:
Here it is.
cinematic.
Mm.
Oh, it's so much more cinematic. Like, you realize like everything in Hollywood is designed around those lenses to give you that look. But I feel like that whole lens is built around like having that compression, but having a wider field of view.
Well, yeah, you're essentially shooting. I mean, you're an anamorphic is essentially shooting on like a widescreen.
Yeah,
Right. You don't get anything more up and down. You just get left and right. But again, kind of going to your point, people buy them because they want this look per
yeah.
se.
They're looking for a specific
But
look.
then they don't realize that like that look that they're looking at on that anamorphic lens, that lens was probably $60,000.
No,
Like
dude, the pricing of those things is outrageous.
I think it's what is
I mean, I get why, but like, holy cow!
I think like I just saw I was because it's kind of like shopping for cars. Right?
Yeah,
I have no
yeah.
intention of buying one. I just want to see like
Yeah,
what
like
it
let me look
is.
at this.
On B&H. You can go on B&H right now and look up the RE35 T 1.2 Prime, right? And then
No,
you tell me why it's more expensive than the truck that sits outside right now.
that's insane.
That's a $65,000 lens.
Yeah. they're cool,
And granted, it's going
they're
on a
fun,
$200,000 camera, but
right? But I feel like the people that need them, or I guess it's more of a luxury. I'll say that. I don't know if it's quite a need, but the people that want them and want to use them, like, I don't know.
the people who are using that lens are filming like the Avengers,
Yeah,
right?
those are the people
Not
that
you at
need
your
it.
wedding. Like that's,
I mean,
no.
I feel bad for a lot of those people.
If you're
who are-
James Cameron, yeah, cool. Buy
Right.
the lens, man. It's good.
all the Marvel people are just mainly shooting green screens.
Have you seen that?
It's
reel?
like you got.
Have you
What?
seen that reel? There's a reel out there right now. It's like, oh, behind the scenes of the new Marvel movie, and it's like a dude in like a superhero suit and just a green room. And I'm like, oh my god,
It's so true
it's
though.
so true though.
Like all these movies are coming out, and you're like, man, that scene is sick, and 90% of it is green
Yeah.
screened,
The,
which is wild.
there's something.
Like props to the green screen. but-
There was a quote from Wes Anderson not too long ago, because I mean he doesn't do a lot of CGI, if
Yeah.
any, right? And he even said he goes, It's terrifying that computer software engineers are becoming the new age cinematographers,
They are.
and they are.
I mean, because like you've seen, like the Unreal Engine has been using like that big old
For
freaking screen
lack
thing.
of a
like,
better term, it's unreal.
yeah, I mean, it's wild. It's a giant screen in a room,
Yeah.
and it moves with the camera. That's the part that blows my mind, is that it shifts with the camera and changes perspectives. That's crazy to
Yeah,
me.
cinematography, I was known as like a dying art.
Yeah, yeah.
It-
It's
it-
not. Hey, let's go location scout. Let's go shoot this on site. I get like with certain things because I did watch one where it was like a rock climbing commercial, and they shot it inside on one of those things. The guy's pretty much like on the ground,
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, I get that because like safety wise, like yeah, let's have nobody die on the commercial shoot. Got it. But like for other things like car commercials and stuff, I'm like, go out and shoot it.
go
like,
get some rollers, man.
please, like nothing's more satisfying than a solid roller. Like Lance's brother Luke. I mean, Lance has gotten a couple rollers too. Love you, Lance. But your brother, that's all he shoots is cars. So like his rollers have been like butter lately. Like he did this one, I think it was with, I want to say it was with Mercedes, and they did this one like roller shot like across this highway in like Texas. Oh my goodness, chef's kiss, bravo on that shot, Luke, because that shot. I think I watched that like 8 times, like that same moment. Like I just kept rewatching it, but anyways, going back to the point, like I feel like everyone's trying anamorphic. And I will say, like, it is so overkill for what 80% of people.
Probably
Like,
probably more than that.
Weddings,
honestly.
you don't need it in a wedding. Because here's the thing, you're gonna try and manual focus everything, and if you blow a shot at a wedding, there's no redoing that.
Well, here's the thing: the people who are buying those, and this I could be completely off base. Please don't fight me. The people who are buying those, I feel like, are the people who don't really know what they want, like, and how to use like the gear specifically. Like, oh,
Yeah.
everyone's getting one; it's a new thing. I got to get one. So not only are you going to try to manual focus all day, I guarantee you they're going to have it like T1.4,
Yeah,
T1.8. So
They're-
now you
they're gonna
get
be wide open.
your focus like range, like you miss it, like it's gone.
Yeah, and I get it because like that's how you get the character out of the anamorphic is shooting wide open, but like that's risky.
There is
That's
a-
very risky.
There's a reason people who use these things all the time have someone that pulls focus for them.
Yeah, there's a reason why those gears are there.
Yeah, there's
So I don't know. My recommendation would be like if you're going to try this trend, to buy an adapter, because buying a dedicated focal length one is like that's full blown commitment in my opinion. So if you're gonna try it out, the Moment adapter is what like $1,300.
it's pricey.
It's pricey, but like one $1,300 adapter that can fit on anything that's like a 50 mil focal length and like longer,
Yeah,
that's pretty solid. You have a range that you can use it on, so you can figure out what you like. Like, do you like the wider end? Do you like the tighter? And just so we can debunk this, because I've seen this in every freaking ad for this lens, you cannot shoot wider when you go to an APS-C. Your 35 on an APS-C is a 50 on a full frame, you are looking at a 50 mil field of view. That is the widest that adapter works on.
There is no changing that.
No.
It is
So
what
if
it
you
is.
go with like a 25 on a Micro Four Thirds, it's still a 50 field of view. You are not shooting any wider than a full frame lens.
Yeah.
Like, please, if you don't understand like crops and focal lengths, I can do a whole like YouTube episode on my channel. Like, it's so frustrating when people are like, "Yeah, you get wider," and I'm like, "No, you don't.
No, that's not how that works.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing." So that's my little rant on that one. But
Chris is I mean,
dude, because I can't stand
my
misinformation.
boy's heated.
When people like share stuff that's just like blatantly not true, it's like no. And now everyone who's buying it thinks they can shoot wider.
Well, see, and that's the thing. People who don't know any better just take it at face value and
Yeah,
run with it.
and now it's wasted money because they thought they could get a wider view, and it's not happening. Like, yes, when you put the adapter on a 50 mil like field of view, you'll get something closer to like, I think it's like 38 or like 40 like width instead of like the 50 mil width. So you do gain width, but like lens wise, it only works on like a 50 mil.
Yeah.
So if you're on a full frame, it's 50 mil, 35 for crop sensor, 25 for Micro Four Thirds. That's your widest focal length for all those cameras. You're welcome.
My man's hot right now.
Dude, every video I've watched on it, they're just like, and you can shoot wider. I'm like, no, you can't.
that's
False.
not how that really works.
Not
I
how it
understand.
works.
You read like the first part of the brochure and like
Right.
and didn't understand it, but you're like, oh, I get it. You can shoot wider.
Right.
No,
No.
that's not how that works.
I will say I would love to get that adapter for my Fuji, the XH2S, because it shoots in open gate. So with that adapter, it would be like a normal, like 16:9
Okay.
for these in 6K
Oh,
with
nice.
like anamorphic. I would love to try that. That sounds like a lot of fun, and I get to use the full sensor,
And you can use the full sensor, yeah,
so
which is
without
huge.
having to worry about cropping off the sides and stuff. So,
All right, so let's hear something that you are a fan of then.
oh, that I am a fan of. You know what? I also called this, and you were there. We were at Universal.
You got to be more. You got to be more specific because that happens often.
I know, but it was near the beginning of the year, and I made this call, and I was like, the rise of the dad cam.
Oh yeah, you did call it. He 100% called this.
Called that. That was near my birthday too.
Yeah.
So that was like January. Like I called that trend, and I was like, the rise of the dad cam will come, and I'm here for that trend. I like a good dad cam like shot, like the cheesy like zoom in.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been trying that with like Super 8 and stuff, which is cool. I like that, but I don't know. I feel like it hits different when it's on that old school like VHS style like camcorder. Y'all have a cool one.
We do, yeah. I was about to say we have an old camcorder that Sarah's parents just had a box of stuff. They're like, hey, you can have it. The camcorder's in there. So we're like, okay, cool. Let's like take it. And then, dude, it's like 360p. It's grungy. it is that.
That's so
It is that
good.
Christmas morning home movie quality.
Yes.
And we tried it out for a bride one time because she was like super nostalgic. She's like, I love
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff, and she loved it. So we
It's so
started
fun.
we started using it for, and that's the thing. Like we've gotten to the point now where like we give it to people. Like, hey, bridesmaid, carry this around all day, right? Get your point of view. Or like, hey, groomsmen, like we're at the reception, pass it off. Like, hey, get your point of view with this thing.
And that's
it's-
such a unique perspective too.
and it makes the edit fun. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can like sprinkle these little pieces in, and it's just something else. And again,
Yeah.
it's something that we do that kind of sets us apart.
Yeah, and the perk with them too is like, dude, those battery lives, they last forever.
Yeah.
You can still find some of those batteries pretty much on Amazon and whatnot from like Wasabi or something, some China company.
Yeah.
They take up next to no space.
32 gigs will last
30
you 3 weddings.
Yeah, for real. It's wild. Those things, the memory card just lasts forever. The quality is like decent. You don't have to worry about exposure. They auto expose everything.
Nope.
So like it's literally like just point and shoot. It's literally a point and shoot for video.
And the one that we have, off the top of my head, I cannot tell you what it is, but it's old for sure.
Yeah.
The audio pickup on it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like
And it's fun because it's like nostalgic because it's like It's not perfect.
Oh, but no.
But maybe you get that little crackle and like in there. Like it's so fun. Like I don't know.
I will tell you though, the first time we used it, you'll get a kick out of this. Took the memory card out, put it in my computer, and I want to go like import the footage to Final Cut just to put it all together. And
Yeah.
Final Cut was like, "Dude, what is this?" Like,
It's so old that it didn't know what it was.
no, that's exactly what happened. Like whatever codec or format it was like shot in, Final Cut's like, "Yo, I don't know what to do with this." Like,
So you had to you had to convert it.
well, finally, I had to go into a compressor, or I think it's Handbrake now. I forget. It used to be Handbrake, and now it's compressor.
Wait, it's compressor
or
now.
it was compressor,
Yeah.
and whatever. I had to go in and change them over to MP4 files because they weren't MP4s. So I went to go in for Final Cut's like, "Yo, I don't know what this is, man.
Who is that?
I can't." It's almost like if you go to a foreign country and you go to like hand somebody like $1, like in Japan, they're like, "What do you want me to do with that, dude?" Like,
Yeah, right.
I don't know what
Like,
to do.
Okay, I
This
can't
is-
spend that here.
This is completely useless to me. So that's exactly what Final Cut did.
Yeah.
So I had to convert them all to MP4s.
And the other perk of them is like, you can find them anywhere.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You can find them at a pawn shop. You can find them at like a flea market, like thrift.
Any
like,
thrift store,
literally
dude, or
anything.
like flea market, they
Yeah.
have them.
don't spend over $100.
No.
Like it's so easy and affordable to find. The only hard thing is if you get a Sony, you'll have to find the memory stick duos.
Oh.
Those are hard to find, and those can get expensive. They're pretty much like a normal USB
Okay.
or not USB SD card, but they're like hella long.
Okay.
It's literally like a stick.
I don't think I've ever even seen one of those.
So like those get expensive. You can find them on eBay, but like you might spend
You're
around
definitely
like,
not gonna find a new one.
yeah, you're probably gonna drop around like $30-$40 for one like memory card stick.
Yeah, and when you only spend
So-
$100 on the camera, like
Yeah.
okay.
It gets expensive. So like maybe find like a JVC or something like that. But
I think
that's
ours is a JVC. I think that's what it is.
yeah,
It's all
that one
JVC.
Panasonic is super good. Canon's they make a few, but like I feel like that one you're paying for the name because every Canon one that I have found is just like they want like $200 to $300. I'm like, you don't use this, nor can I find like tapes for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not spending that money on it. No, bye. So
Excuse
yeah,
me.
that's a trend I'm here for. It can stay. I'm totally cool with it. So that's my positive.
Okay. Well, I'm about to upset a lot of people with this one. But let's talk about sparkler exits.
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to and
Kara feels some type of way about this.
oh,
one.
I do too.
So
We all do.
she'll be right here with you.
So, and I'm just gonna say this, and any of our past clients that maybe listen to this, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be very truthful with you. The way that you see it in your head is never
It's
how it's gonna
no.
come out.
Never.
Never.
It never once has,
It-
in
and
my opinion.
And it never
anyways.
will. By the time that it's time to leave, at least half of your guests are gone.
There's. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Most people are drunk.
Yeah.
And then because I'm using flash and a video light, it's gonna probably wash most of it out anyways, and you're not gonna get that affecting your head. It's also very dangerous.
Yes.
I've had people get burned. I've had clients themselves get burned by guests. I've had
Yeah.
associates get burned, and it's just for what? Like it's overdone, it's overused, and it doesn't look that good. It just doesn't.
I feel like it's like the image they've seen that one Pinterest photo of it, which good for that photographer, like good job. But now the rest of our clients are looking at it and be like, that's the standard. And I'm like, we don't have that venue.
Nope.
We don't have that lighting. We don't know when they exited.
You don't have
it
that
could have
many
been
people
blue
either.
hour. So you could have had some ambient light where flash isn't 100% needed, like, or video light wasn't needed. Like, we don't know if that was a dry wedding. So all those people could have been sober. Like, there's so many different variables. Like you said, like half the guests are gone
Yeah.
by that time anyways. So you always have like the random number of like 17 people that are left holding
Yeah.
sparklers.
Well, you got
Grandma's in the corner with two.
you got 17 people to line like a 50-yard driveway.
Yeah.
and it's like this.
it looks bad.
It looks bad.
Like, just like cram them all into like short line and do like a quick one, or Like, I don't know. We did one that was bubble, well intentioned, horribly executed. Because again, everyone was drunk. They gave the groomsmen like these big bubble blasters. So bubbles were everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, cute idea, I get it. But when the groomsmen are that drunk, they don't get out of the way.
Nope.
So that way we can see you guys. So it's like we have a bunch of drunk dudes like, whoa, and they're like, great. I don't need to see you. I need to see the bride and groom. And then by the time we got a shot of them, I barely got them in focus because I'm shooting at 1.2 because it's so freaking dark.
And it's catching every bubble in the air.
Well, they got lucky I was pulling manual focus.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
but I don't think Kara was. I think she was what, at like, I think she was at like F2 or something like that with her flash.
Yeah.
And her camera, I think, kept grabbing bubbles.
Oh, it'll do it in a heartbeat.
So it's like,
Especially with flash because it
it's so
reflects that
hard.
light.
Dude,
the
there
camera
was-
will just grab it.
dude, there were so many bubbles. Like, you could barely see the couple in my shot, and I nailed the focus.
See, and that's well intentioned,
it's-
still too much.
Yeah. Poorly executed. Like,
Yeah.
just have them on the sides. We don't need people partying in front of you because then I can't see you. Like I said, well intentioned, poorly executed. And then, like, they're so drunk. Like, they're like hyping up the couple. And I'm like, that's great. I can't see them.
Right.
And they're thinking they're getting photos of this. And they're not because I can't see them. So you can blame your groomsmen for that.
Right.
not getting the
you're,
shot.
not, you're not going to blame me. Like,
Right.
So
But-
to counter that, again, please, just don't do sparklers for the love of God. Stop it. What I am a big fan of are ceremony exits.
Yes.
Ceremony exits are
Beautiful.
Love 'em. Listen, get you some dried flowers, or
Yeah.
just normal flowers.
They look amazing.
The string things, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, little party poppers.
Yeah, little party popper things, or like some biodegradable confetti or something like that. For your ceremony exit, you're gonna have everybody there. The energy,
Yep.
the energy is still there,
Still high.
right?
It's the most excited point.
I'm about to say it's the point that everyone was there for. So everyone's gonna have that energy and be excited.
Yep.
And every time it's happened for us, every wedding, the photos have been and the video have been immaculate and
Perfect.
perfect. 9 times out of 10, we send those photos back. Guess what? The bride's changing her profile picture. That one.
That photo.
Guess what?
every
Guess
time.
what they're posting on Instagram? That little clip of their video, right? Every time.
I want to say we started the trend, but like I don't want to take full credit for that because we did that for our ceremony.
Oh man,
So
back in the day.
4.5 years
You know,
ago.
shout out to Chris for trendsetter.
know?
Hashtag trendsetter, baby.
4 years ago, January 25th, we did that trend.
There you go.
So you ain't new, but
You ain't new. But
no,
keep
there was
doing-
other people that were doing it, but like it was just funny because like to see it kind of like trickle in, like more and more people doing it, and we're like, we did that, and that's
Yeah.
what that's genuinely like some of my favorite photos, like from our wedding day, like
It's-
Kara's excited.
It's the
face.
emotional peak.
Yeah, like it's the biggest woo moment. Everyone's hype. Everyone's screaming, hollering. There's petals and stuff flying through the air. Like it was such a cute, like authentic moment. It's my favorite photo.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big fan of ceremony
Yeah.
exits.
yeah, I like that. Solid. Gosh, what's the next trend? Like going over the trends that I think are already here, like blurry. I don't hate,
You got to do it right.
but you have to do it right.
You got to do it right, and then
Don't just like the one I can't stand the most. The absolute most is when it's blurry and no one's moving.
yes,
It's perfectly still. Not a
There's-
dang thing's going
there's
on.
no motivation for the blur.
Yeah, and I'm like, why? I don't get it. Why is it blurry? Now, I've seen some people will try and like spin their camera so the center of the image is in focus and the outside around them is blurry. It's a tricky shot to get, but when executed, it looks cool. I'm okay with that because you're you're drawing the focus in on the couple. I get it. But when the entire image is just blurry,
Yeah.
and nothing's happening, like at least have them freaking walk or something. I don't know.
There's a photographer that used to be local to here. He's not in the area anymore, or they are not in the area anymore. Sorry. Uh, and they posted an entire like Instagram story, like 10 pictures. That's not a story, but like a post, like
Yeah.
10 pictures. They were all blurry. They're all in black and white. And I remember looking at Sarah and be like, "Dog, if you just missed it, just say that." Like,
I it's so hard
There's-
because there's such this fine line that's there too
yeah, and I get
between like artistic.
it. Art is all subjective,
Yeah.
but when they're just like sitting there, why
Yeah.
is that photo? There's no motivation for that photo to be
Yeah,
blurry.
that's
You're
the-
not telling a story.
That's the one that gets me is when there's no like motivational movement or like intentional movement going on in the photo and it's blurry. It drives out of focus is a different story. I've done that and that's an artistic choice where you focus on the background instead of the couple.
You're still telling a story at this
You're
point.
still telling a story. And it's like it's motivated by like look at where they are. It's to draw attention to the scene,
Yes.
but like letting you know that the couple is still here. But I don't know when it's just a blurry mess and nothing's happening. Like I don't.
Dog, you just missed.
It's so
Yeah,
frustrating.
It's not good.
I hate those photos so much. I love the people. If that's you, I still love you. I don't hate you. Just I know your photo. You just wanted a blurry photo.
Yeah.
Like
At this
put-
point, you're just
put-
doing it to do it.
put some intention behind it. Like
Yeah.
get them walking. If they're just even if they're just walking for crying out, get them to dance. Do something. Spin her around.
And-
like
And it's that simple.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
it's
they're
really-
sitting at this cafe. It's a blurry shot. Cool. Just
Wha-
have them stand up and do something.
yeah,
It's that simple.
It's super easy, and I feel like it's. I hate to say it like this, but I feel like it's just laziness. Like you just wanted a blurry photo, and the couple is like on the trend of like, oh, I want more blurry. So in the time, they're like, oh yes, we love it. But then when they're looking at their gallery years from now, they're like, oh, why do we have this photo?
You should.
There's no like motivation to look back and be like, oh, it's so nostalgic. It's telling our story. There's none of that behind it. Now I've seen good blurry. There's some great freaking blurry shots out there.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
weird to say, but there are some that I've seen and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And even like another one is a double exposure. And your wife just freaking killed one recently.
Oh yeah. So
That photo's insane.
yeah, Sarah's out in the Salt Flats right now. By
Yeah.
the time this comes out, she'll be home. But like while we're recording it, she's up in Utah in the Salt Flats.
Yeah.
And I'll link the picture that we'll put it in the.
Yeah.
It's
It's a dang good photo. Like
it's hot.
double exposure can be hard. And like one person who's really good at it is Eric Floberg.
Yes.
Daddy YouTube is, dude, he's so good at double exposure. It makes me jealous because I'll try it and be like, dang it, that photo sucks. And like, I don't know. It just doesn't work out the way I envision it. But every time he'll post one, I'm like, dadgummit, Eric goes at it again. But like that, the one your wife did was like outstanding.
Dude, I tried.
That was so well done.
I tried double exposure one time, like the in camera, and I looked at
Yeah.
it like, oh well, this is not for me. And that was the end of it.
It's a way harder thing to execute than people give it credit for.
Yes.
Because I see people try it all the time on Instagram, and it either comes off as super cheesy and cliche and like just crappy, or it's like out of this world
There's no
amazing.
middle ground.
There's no middle ground for it. It's not like, oh, I see what it. No,
No.
It's ugh,
It's either like
cringe. Scroll
ick,
past,
or-
or it's like, holy
Yeah.
cow, do you see this? There is no middle ground on it.
But going back to that, and then the blurry shots. Like I see so many beginning photographers or videographers.
Yeah.
Not so much videographers, obviously, but people who are just beginning photography. You should never be doing anything without a purpose.
Yes,
Every shot you take,
intentionality is
I'm about to
everything.
say every shot, and everyone goes through that. When
Yeah.
you first start, you're gonna spray and pray,
Oh,
right?
100%.
And the more you progress, and I think that's the big thing. And I'm not gonna get too off topic, but as long as you're like progressing,
Yeah.
you're making progress. But intentionality and every shot having a purpose.
Yeah.
Especially like a couple shoot.
Yeah,
Where
a
you're not-
wedding day.
Yeah. Everything needs to have purpose,
Yeah,
right? So I know you want a blurry photo. Great. Get a good blurry photo. Put movement in it.
Yeah.
right? Put the purpose behind it.
Well, that's why I said in the last episode, like, experience is everything. Like, you can follow these trends as much as you want. We'll probably wrap up with this, keep it nice, short, and sweet. But like trends are cool. Trends are great. They're a good learning curve. You should always be trying a trend, but know your basis first.
Yes.
Like, have your go-tos, have your good photos in check, so that way when you do like try out a trend or throw in blurry photos, like you have something else that you know is solid to fall back on. That when your couple years from now can look back at their gallery and go, thank God we didn't have like 800 photos of blurry or like 400 photos of blurry photos. Like,
Yeah.
they don't need all that. They want good stuff to look back on and be like, oh my gosh, this is us. We still love our photos. You need timeless shots first, then move into the trends. Like, yeah, they might come off as a little posy or like maybe a little candid and like quote unquote everyone does those. Yeah, but that's what every couple wants slash needs, and then go into your trends. Like for video, get your good shots first, then try an anamorphic shot.
Right.
Like then throw it in, and if you like it more, good on you. Like good job. Practice with it outside of it, so that when you go into the wedding, you're not be like, "This is my first time using this lens," and like,
Don't ever do that.
don't do that. But
But yeah, I think with
Yeah.
that this is gonna be a short episode. We're gonna wrap it
just a
up.
quick one.
But by all means, try new things, experiment because that's how you find what you want to do. But have the foundation.
Always have the foundation first. But yeah, I don't think there's really any more trends out there around right now. So until we find some more trends, see you guys on the next one. Peace.